which Titans rookie will have the biggest impact versus the Bills on Monday Night Football. You had Burks and Phillips were 2 and 1 and most targeted pass catchers overall on Sunday against the Giants. Then you've got Nicholas Petit-Frere and Roger McCreary, who are starters and play nearly every snap at their position. What's the chat saying here?
We've got Kyle Phillips coming in from John. Deshaun Washington says, Kyle, talking about Kyle Phillips, Burks and Burks from Eric and Wilbur, Treylon Burks from Only Memphis, Kyle Phillips from Grim Jim 69, Kyle Phillips from Omar. Kendrick says Kyle Phillips with a few exclamation points. It should be Burks from D-Lo on YouTube. Roger McCreary from Karen. NPF from Alonzo. Kyle Phillips, no question, coming in from Jake. Phillips, because of his slot ability. McCreary from Brian. NPF from Hot Doobie. Burks and Kyle better be big if we want to win from Sheila. Burks from Jordan. We've got Burks from Clout House. McCreary from Justin. Kyle Phillips from Steven. Phillips for sure. Burks. So, I mean, look, it's pretty spread out. I mean, I definitely think that Burks and Kyle Phillips have kind of won the poll as top two, but you see Nick coming in with NPF and, Roger McCreary versus Diggs and Davis. So Dylon coming in with that. I think it's peppered and sprinkled throughout, and Andre saying it needs to be McCreary. James saying McCreary. So McCreary taking McCreary from Ed. McCreary making a run there at the end. This is a well thought out question, but it's well answered, right? Because it is spread through the 4 rookies that we saw for the first time, right? I mean, we saw them for the first time in meaningful football in week 1 against the Giants. They had a great 13-0 first 2 quarters, and then the second, 2 quarters, they started to wane. But Kyle Phillips had his ups and downs. I think NPF played well. Treylon Burks, based on Pro Football Focus, for the opportunity that he got, which was not enough, he did pretty damn well, right? And McCreary, we saw, I thought that I looked at McCreary and I saw the same thing that I saw in preseason, and I think as you described in training camp, hard-nosed, aggressive corner that was trying to ball hawk, that was trying to make tackles, that was aggressive. And so all 4 of those guys, I think, performed pretty well. I mean, I don't think anybody played great or excellent.
Nobody was perfect, right? Like Phillips had the muff punt. NPF had a false start. Burks had a hold on a kickoff return. McCreary, you can say for him, like, did anybody notice Roger McCreary? Like, you noticed Christian Fulton, right? Did anybody really truly notice Roger McCreary? Not really. It was a good thing. And so he was out there doing what he was supposed to be doing for the most part. So, Zach, I think my answer has to be Nicholas Petit-Frere. Because the Buffalo Bills went after Matt Stafford on Thursday Night Football in week 1 and sacked him, 6 or 7 times, and they blitzed 0 times the entire game. Like, I'm not just talking about the sacks. They blitzed 0 times the entire game and still ended up with a ton of pressure and sacks on Matthew Stafford. So with the Giants, NPF looked pretty good, but they were also without Kayvon Thibodeau, their top 10 draft pick. They were also without Azeez Ojulari, a higher draft pick from a year ago. The Giants' 2 best edge rushers were not playing against the Titans. And so I think NPF needs to have the biggest impact versus the Bills because he probably has the biggest challenge from last week to week 2.
He does have a challenge.
The biggest challenge compared from week 1 to week 2. Like, NPF was playing against backups in week 1. That's just what happened. The Giants had injuries at the edge position. Now he's going to go up against former first-round draft picks and second-round draft picks all up and down the Bills' front. Yes, McCreary has a big difference too. Is that where you were going to go?
No, that's the answer.